Okay, so hi, I'm Ulrich with UDV Pedals, and today I was playing the Shellfire Screamer dual overdrive. It's the first guitar pedal that's ever really been created to try and capture Trey Anastasio's overdrive tone. I studied this circuit. I studied Trey's rig. I studied his effects that he uses and what he's used over the years, and I tried to build something that was like very close that would capture sort of all of the different Phish 1.0, Phish 2.0 sounds. So basically what we have here are two really heavily modded kind of tube screamer type circuitry that's very similar to what Trey uses now. And so I added some different modifications that could give you different tones that he's had over the years. So on the clipping, which is basically the diodes which create the distorted sound, we have three different options. The first one is D1 here, diode 1. Okay, and I set both of these down to D1 when I want to do just like that classic Trey, kind of compressed overdrive sound. But anyways, the D1 will get you there. D2, if you flip that up, that gives you more of a Trey like 2.0 kind of sound, a little more open, less compressed. And that's also what LED is. So that's an LED clipping diode. So you have D2, which gets you a little more open sounding. The LED is way louder than the other clipping diodes, and that gives you a much more open and like real, very loud sound. And you can also mishmash. So, you could have one set on D1 and one set on D2. So you have two different types of overdrives. You can click them on or off whenever you want. Usually what I do is I have kind of a light crunch on this one, and then I'll have a heavier crunch on this one. And sometimes I just want to have more drive sound, and so I'll use one or the other. But when I really want to get into like a Trey style kind of lead, which I'm not very good at, but when I want that sound, I cook them both on together and it sort of stacks one on top of the other and gives you a really thick, heavy kind of overdrive sound. Really, anything that has a crunchy tone to it, this thing is, I've tried a million different pedals trying to get Trey's tone. This is the closest I've ever got, and it was 100% because I didn't see anything out there that was even close to what I wanted, with Trey's. I tried buying tube screamers and stacking them just like he does, but he had those modified, so they're not going to be stock right out of the box tube screamers. So I basically studied, looked everywhere for information, talked to different people, tried to find every way, to figure out what he was doing there, how he modified these things, and basically I've gotten, I think, as close as you can get, definitely in a production pedal, without having to send it off to like Analog Band and get him to do, something. That's where Trey sent a lot of his stuff to. Oh, I should add that I have this bass modification here on each circuit. So this, I set it to 3 because I just like having a little extra bass. It just gives it a heavier sound. If you set it to 1, that's sort of the stock, sounding bass setting. It just gives you a little bit, and then 2 is a little bit more, and 3 is heavy. You can mishmatch whatever you want to do. Each one of these is almost like its own separate pedal in here. So you can have one on, one off, both of them on together. When you turn both of them on, though, this becomes sort of your master volume. But a little trick that I learned is if you set these both at the same volume, when you activate them both together, they come on at the same volume. You just have a lot more crunch. So that's kind of a neat little trick. Or if you want to have this one just be like when you go to solo, you want it to be louder and stand out of the mix a little bit, you can set this one a little bit lower and then set the volume higher, give it a little more crunch. And then as soon as you engage this, it's like a boost. You'll get a lot louder. And if you add the LED setting, it's going to be way louder, because even D2 is a little louder than D1 on the clipping diode. But let's take a look at the inside. So what we have here are touch clickless switches. So basically they're soft. There's no click. The one that I was using for the demo is the same exact circuit. It's just got a clicking foot switch. I actually like these clickless better. It's a little more circuitry involved to add that in there because it's sort of a relay. It's still true bypass, but there's a relay in here. That's what this orange thing is, in case you're wondering. So yeah, I take a lot of pride on the inside as much as I do on the outside. This is where all the magic happens. So this has got to be right. And I spent a really long time working on this circuit trying to get it right. And these jacks that I use, these are called Nutric jacks. You don't see many builders using these. Most of them use like a plastic one, and the reason is basically costs. And a lot of times they'll attach them to the circuit board, and this one won't do that. You can actually hand wire it to the board. But the reason I use these, and they're like $2 a piece, so they're not cheap, and that's probably why nobody uses them, but they're really, really tough. And I've just repaired so many pedals where, I mean, if you've got a pedal problem, 90% of the time it's going to be, you know, your input jack, your output jack, something's not right, something's loose, something's broken, and also your DC jack. Because, you know, you're plugging them in, you're plugging them out, there's stress going on here, also foot switches. That's why I went to these as well, these clickless ones, because it's just basically an electronic relay. There's really no mechanical parts there that can wear out or break. So these things are rated to like 50,000 stomps, and you'll probably get way more than that. And I mean, if you're stomping on this thing 50,000 times, you're getting your money's worth, I assure you. But anyways, yeah, and you know, there's some little hidden messages in here. If you look around, I've got some things written on the circuit board just for fun. You know, some fishy kind of quotes. Yeah. So anyways, this is a great overdrive. It's the best overdrive I've ever played. And everyone that's played it loves it. And if you're trying to capture the Phish sound, it's great. I think there's no other pedal on the market right now that would really do that like this one. And I'm sure somebody's gonna steal my idea once I get it out there, but what are you gonna do? Anyways, yeah, what else should I say about it? Yeah, I hope you like it. If you go to my website, udvpedals.com, you can find some demo videos there, some more infos and pictures. If you go to Etsy, UDV Pedals store, or Reverb, these are on there if they're in stock. I only build a couple at a time, so they go and then they're gone for a while because I have to sort of re-up everything. Small builder, so you know we don't have like a lot of stock coming in and out. So, but I assure you, if you like Trey, if you like Phish, and you're looking for an overdrive, this is the pedal for you. So I hope you like it. Hope it sounded, you could hear it clearly on the my lackluster recording techniques here. But yeah, if you have any questions, info@udvpedals.com. I'm more than happy to answer your questions, or if you have a specific demo you want to hear, I can do that as well. There'll be more demos going up on the webpage soon. So, all right, thanks a lot, everybody.